AITA for insisting on sleeping on puppy pads during my period? I am not op. Original post by you. Throw away ACCT 48031 in R. Am I the asshole? Trigger warnings. Cheating. Less than. / AITA for insisting on sleeping on puppy pads during my period? / September 18, 2022. Psi. 28F. Was diagnosed in my teens with menorrhagia, or abnormally heavy, long periods. My periods were so bad I had to take days off school because I literally couldn't sit in class for more than about 20 minutes even with a pad and a tampon in. Or else I'd be bleeding through. It happened enough my middle school principal contacted my parents to encourage I should stay home during my heaviest days. I am on medications now, and they've worked to the point I can comfortably go to work and don't have to deal with them as long. But my main issue now mostly comes at night. At night, I still have to wake up about every hour on the hour, or else I will almost definitely overflow. It is exhausting only being able to sleep for about an hour at a time and not even getting restful sleep during those hours, since I am constantly worrying if my pad is in the right position or if my tampon has already started to overfill. I work night shifts, so I really just appreciate my sleep. This is where my absolute saving grace came in. Puppy pads. Using them, I could actually go to sleep without worrying, since even if I did leak I wasn't going to have to get up and change all my bedclothes immediately, and I could just sleep. I only need about one per period now, but it's just the peace of mind that I really cherish. However, I have been in a relationship now for about 11 months, and my partner, 29M, approached me recently to ask that I stop using the pads. I was confused since he never seemed to mind them before. I explained why I used them when I first started inviting him over, and he seemed understanding, but he said that he thought it was just a temporary thing and he finds them incredibly embarrassing to have to explain, especially since we do not have a dog. We left the conversation alone for a few days since we didn't really get anywhere initially. But then, when I had been looking in the closet, I usually keep my puppy pads in for something unrelated. I noticed they weren't there anymore. Turns out, he had thrown them away. I didn't want to keep arguing, so I went to stay with my parents. But he has been blowing up my phone ever since, telling me that I was overreacting, and that if my periods are really that bad, I should just get a hysterectomy and be done with it. My ex has since asked if we could talk face to face, since he wants to know if I'm really going to throw away our whole relationship because of my period. AITA? Update from the AITA posted yesterday, September 19, 2022. Well, this is an unexpectedly quick update for sure, but an update nevertheless. I did want to quickly thank everyone who offered their thoughts on my previous post. It might not have been super clear in the original post, but our original argument happened about 2 weeks ago. Time elapsed between our original confrontation and me leaving was a little less than a week, and I've been gone now for about a week and a half. And I posted my story earlier, basically at the end of my rope, thinking over what had happened and wondering if I really was just overreacting. So thank you, dear Redditors, for helping clear my mind. Also thank you to everyone who recommended alternatives to puppy pads that might suit me better. The main reason I started using them in the first place was just because my parents had some leftover after training their dog at the time, and I had been living with them, so I just happened to have them on hand. I will definitely be trying some alternatives, though, so thank you for all the recommendations. On with the update, though. After spending a few hours reading through the responses to my original post, I felt validated enough in my feelings that I actually reached out to his sister. since I didn't want to meet my ex face to face like he had asked. She in turn asked me to call her, and while I won't get into exactly everything we said, she eventually admitted that my ex had actually been cheating on me. And she only learned about it after we had already broken up because he had been complaining about me storming out. She didn't know how to reach me until I reached out to her. But basically, as far as she could figure out, my ex saw his other girlfriend whenever I was working nights. And, after hearing what I had to say, she thinks he probably invited her over one night when I had a pad pre-prepared for when I got home in the morning, as I would do when I worked nights. So then when I got home I could just go straight to bed. And she probably saw it, leading to him having to explain it to her. That was why he was so evasive about why he felt the need to explain the puppy pads. And, since his birthday is coming up now too, she and I assumed he probably brought this whole thing up in the first place because he was planning to bring his other girlfriend over when I had to work and didn't want to risk me having a pad down again. Suffice to say, ex is staying my ex, and while I am a little upset that his sister didn't find a way to tell me about the other girl sooner, I don't blame her at all. Thanks again, dear Redditors, for all the amazing advice. And for helping me lose the rose-colored glasses. I don't think anyone expected this update. But so it goes, I guess. I won't be checking this as frequently anymore since it has been an emotional 2 weeks leading up to today, and will undoubtedly be while I work on moving on. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Less than 3. Reminder: I am not the original poster. My first reaction is, who could he possibly be concerned about explaining this to? And I got my answer in the update, telling me that I was overreacting, and that if my periods are really that bad, I should just get a hysterectomy and be done with it. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions. I love how he suggested she literally remove her uterus because he was embarrassed about the pads. What an asshole. Get a hysterectomy and be done with it. This is why men and women need to be educated about each other's bodies. A hysterectomy is not a small procedure. It has systemic effects on a woman's body, including huge increases in the risks for certain diseases. It's not a small step, even if Oop isn't interested in children. Aside from the fact that he's a cheater and a terrible person, he's also showing his ignorance and selfishness. Please have a major surgery that will have potentially life-changing impacts so I can avoid some weird sense of shame around a process that supports your comfort and well-being. As someone who also struggles with her period, different reasons, I got way too sensitive reading this. Like irrationally angry. Irrational. Sudden fights over nothing almost always seem to be because a cheater is either 1. Trying to sabotage the relationship so they can cheat guilt-free, or 2. Because one unaware partner is infringing upon their giddy-up time with another unaware partner. And when it's neither of these, it's cause they are a coward and want to end the relationship. But want to end it as the victim. I love this one comment in reply to Op explaining why the BF said hysterectomy. Since hysterectomies can be done to treat heavy periods, and decapitations solve brain cancer, your BF isn't very smart. Actually, I think the puppy pads are a great idea. Wish I'd thought of this decades ago. I still can't get over the entitlement of him demanding she get a hysterectomy just because her medical condition inconveniences him. Like, even without the cheating, this guy is just pure trash. For anyone curious to the suggestions the Oop got for her nightly heavy flow: 1. Medical intervention ranging from ablation to birth control pills or IUDs. 2. Praise for the puppy pad idea. I move too much at night and would probably miss. 3. Period underwear combined with a cup or disc. 4. Reusable period pads or period bed sheets. The hemectomy was definitely a better option than a hysterectomy. Damn. The first post I was like, you gotta just throw out the whole man. I'm glad she did. 'Cause that got worse and worse. What a lowlife. Sounds like he has a birthday coming up. Gift wrap him some pads. Better yet, a subscription from a site like Chewy so they show up every few weeks for under $20 a box. Men who can't have compassion for how difficult, uncomfortable, embarrassing dealing with menstruation can be are garbage. This guy sucks. Period. You don't mess with how others handle their own medical conditions. Like, I'm upset about the cheating but shaming her for how she addresses a medical condition that affects her mentally and physically? Nah, that dude can stay on the curb. The cheating ex suggested a hysterectomy because he was bringing the girl to their home. They were both more concerned about pee pads than cheating in that bed, and would be happy having her go through major surgery to ease the cheating. Wow. They deserve one another. This guy told her to get a hysterectomy so his side chick wouldn't be found out, embarrassing himself in front of his mistress. Don't think anyone expected this update. Oh, honey. Toothpaste cap rule. If a guy won't live with the day-to-day of a relationship, there's more going on. Well, that took a turn. This guy is an ass even before the cheating. I would hope anyone else in a similar situation doesn't even have to reach out online or anywhere, wondering if they're the off or something like this. He's a jerk and honestly not that intelligent. If you're going to cheat, and know your girl uses pads, then move the damn pads before the visitor gets into the room. Didn't like having to explain? Hey, you want a drink? I'm gonna be right back, just hold on. Then go to the bedroom and get rid of the pad. Dumb.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.